Are you considering moving to Woodbridge, Virginia? If you are, you probably want to know what the good and the bad is about living in Woodbridge. I'm Zach Wessolleck, and I'm a real estate agent here in Northern Virginia, and I want to talk to you today about some of the pros and the cons of living in Woodbridge. Now, I'll be honest, I personally am a lifelong resident of Woodbridge and born and raised in the area, so I hope I can give you a pretty full picture about the good and the bad of living in Woodbridge. Now, let's start on a high note and let's go over the pros of living in Woodbridge. Number one is the proximity to Washington, D.C. Woodbridge, I mapped it out. I think it's about, depending where you're at in the city, it's going to be about 30 miles to Washington, D.C. So it's definitely manageable for those who commute or those who want to go visit, but it's also set out far enough to where you can enjoy that suburban lifestyle and still have that proximity to the hustle and bustle and the fast-paced lifestyle that comes with DC. So if you wanted to go visit, you are very close, you can do that, but you can also enjoy your peace and your quiet. But just be mindful that you do have to really figure out your timing in Woodbridge, because that 30 miles can feel like forever if you hit rush hour traffic or if there are any kind of backups on I-95. We'll talk a little bit more about public transportation and traveling within Woodbridge later on. And if you're an outdoor lover, then Woodbridge might be a great place for you. A lot of times being so close to these metro areas, you don't get a lot of access to different outdoor activities, but Woodbridge does offer some for you. We've got Leesylvania State Park, which is a park that has a lot of different hiking trails, as well as different little beaches that you can go set up, have a picnic, enjoy fishing, different water activities right along the Potomac River. You have also got Prince William Forest Park, which is very close, and that has numerous different activities as well, hiking trails. They've got batting cages if you wanted to play some baseball, take some swings outside, and other different outdoor activities as well. We've also got multiple different small golf courses and driving ranges, such as that at Lake Ridge Park and Locust Shade Park. So for my golf friends out there, those are different options for you. My personal favorite outdoor activity is going to be the Neabsco Boardwalk. It's actually right next door to Leesylvania State Park, and it is a boardwalk that goes along the Neabsco wetlands. So you get to walk over the area during the spring. It is very much flourishing with a lot of different plants, flowers, things like that. You can always see some cool wildlife. There are lots of different large birds as well as aquatic life, and you've also got your deer, your foxes, different mammals, things like that. So the Neabsco Boardwalk is a really cool area, and it's actually really big with those who like to do photography as well, because you can get some great shots of the nature of sunsets of the different wildlife there. That would be my recommendation if you wanted to check out outdoor activity. You have to go walk along the Neabsco Boardwalk. Woodbridge is also a very culturally diverse area. You have lots of people culminating from many different walks of life, and that's honestly normal all throughout Northern Virginia. And the cool thing with that is that not only do you get to interact with people of different walks of life, but we also have a lot of community events, restaurants, and other different things so that we can experience the different cultures intermingling. Woodbridge has an array of shopping and dining experiences. We've got Potomac Mills Mall, which is a very popular mall in the area, and people actually come from all over. They bust them in to go shop. So it's got lots and lots of different outlet stores, and it is a great place, especially right now we're in the holiday season. You can go do your holiday shopping at Potomac Mills. We've also got Stonebridge at Potomac Town Center, which is another town center area that has good shopping and a lot of different restaurants available. So you can go there, grab a bite to eat, and get some shopping done. There's another large project that is planning to be a very big multi-use and town center area, and that's called the Quartz District. It's not a project that's started yet, but it is in the works, and as far as I know, it's been pretty much approved. So that's going to be coming to Woodbridge probably over the next coming years. It's not going to be anything that's immediate. Like I said, nothing has started on it, but that is going to be a very large project that's going to bring in shopping and dining. One caveat I will say with the dining thing: Woodbridge, at least in my experiences, I would love anyone to give me recommendations, does not have a lot of small local places to eat. A lot of our places are the larger chains. Some of them are chains that are pretty limited to Virginia and the surrounding area, but they are still chains, so we don't get a lot of stuff that you can't get elsewhere, as compared to places like Arlington and Alexandria, which have a lot more of those local places that you can go eat and check out. My hope is that the Courts District project will bring more of those places. Woodbridge also offers its residents, for those that have children or that it's important to, quality education. Prince William County Schools is regarded as a good education, and we've also got access to some private schools in the area as well as higher education. For instance, Marymount University in Alexandria is very close, as well as George Mason University in Fairfax. Virginia itself is great for higher education, as there are so many different state schools within just a few hours of anywhere in Virginia. Now, let's go to the bad stuff. Touched on it a little bit before, but traffic and congestion all throughout Northern Virginia is just god awful. Not only during the rush hour times, but if there's any kind of an accident or construction or anything like that that throws off the flow of traffic, it's pretty much jacked up for the rest of the day. So if you're commuting, it's important that you figure out those times that you need to leave, and always try to give yourself a buffer if you can. Obviously, since the pandemic, we have had a lot more work from home opportunities, so that is good for traffic, but it can still be terrible. Also, the cost of living in Woodbridge is going to be more expensive than a lot of other areas in Virginia and in the country. I did an entire video on the cost of living in Northern Virginia as a whole, so if you want to dive deep into that, then I recommend taking a look at that video. Now, Woodbridge is not as expensive as some areas such as Alexandria and Arlington that are closer to DC, but overall home prices and just general cost of living in Woodbridge is going to be more expensive, especially if you are moving to the area from somewhere that's not close by. You may be having a little bit of sticker shock. You might be thinking to yourself, oh, that's okay, I don't have to deal with traffic, I'm just going to take public transportation. Well, in Woodbridge, public transportation is honestly limited at this time. We do have a couple of VRE stops, which is the train that does go into DC, but it doesn't give you as much accessibility as you would get with the metro station. The closest metro stop as of right now in Woodbridge is going to be in Springfield, so you would still have to have a little bit of a drive to go catch the metro. You can also take the VRE into DC and then Uber or catch a metro to wherever it is you need to go within the city, but that's up to you, and just know that as of right now, public transportation in Woodbridge is pretty limited. I talked with you a little bit about the Quartz District before, and that's great. It might be adding a lot of value to homes in Woodbridge, and it is going to be a draw for people to come in and visit Woodbridge. And that's not the only development that's happening. For better or for worse, Woodbridge is seeing rapid development. And with that comes a lot of construction, and just to be very candid, construction isn't pretty, and the work that it takes only adds to that traffic and the congestion that you see. So while rapid development in the long run could be a good thing, it's kind of a pain in the butt right now as it is happening. So that's something you just need to decide for yourself. Is it worth it to wait it out and know that the payoff could be coming down the line? Or can you just not deal with all the development, the congestion, the eyesores right now, and you want to look somewhere else? No matter what you decide, Woodbridge does have a lot of good opportunities. It does have its drawbacks as well. Again, I've stayed for quite some time, so maybe I'm a little biased in saying it's not all that bad. If you have any more questions about Woodbridge, you want me to dive into any particular topic, please drop a comment below. And to be kept up to date on all things Northern Virginia, go ahead and subscribe to this page and give this video a like.